In Amber and Autonomy 2023, there are new workflows. One of these new workflows is the trip editor. If I go to the workflow gallery at the top here, and under energy you could find the trip editor. If I select that, it will load the trip editor. What the trip editor allows us to do is to concatenate cycles. So you could see a list of cycles on the left. In the tree, what's expanded by default are the certification cycles. I could find the UDDS cycle, drag and drop that to the table. I can add a plot here, and then drag and drop the schedule cycle, which is the speed versus time. And I can drag and drop other certification cycles to the table, and you'll see that they automatically concatenate. This allows us to build a trip. The other thing that a user can do is you can add variables. So you can add a schedule, and if the schedule has been created before, it'll appear in the table. If I want to add a new schedule, you can see that the different schedules here, schedule grade, schedule file name. You could search for like an electrical accessory schedule, which isn't there. So what I'll do is I'll add a new schedule, and I will call it SCH ACCELEC for accessories electrical. I'll give it a type. This is power that I'm adding. So I'll look for power in the list. Unit is in watts. Now I'll just click electrical accessory power. Then you just click OK. And it's added to the table. Now I can add another plot. So you come here to add time plot. And I could drag and drop the electrical accessory load to it. I could change the value, make it 1,000 watts, drag and drop the electrical accessories to the grid. And I could add new values. So if I right click here, I could insert a variable, so I could add new values. So if I want to add a increase in electrical accessory load, I could keep it 1,000 up to 1,000 seconds. Then at 1,000 seconds, I'll make the power 2,000 watts. And then at 1,500 seconds, so let's make this 1,001 to ramp up. And then at 1,500 seconds, I'll make it 2,000 again. And then 1,501 seconds, I will make it back down to 1,000. So that way I could add an electrical, I could add a power such as the air conditioning turning on or some other electrical accessory event that is increasing the amount of power between 1,000 and 1,500 seconds. Save, you could save the concatenated trip. So we change the grouping. What I'll do is I'll just save it as examples trip. Yep. Once I click OK, then we can go to workflows and load or use this cycle in run a vehicle. So if I go to run a vehicle workflow and I select a vehicle, then I could go to select a process, and if I search, I could search for examples. And I could find my examples trip. So if I drag and drop that examples trip, it's now ready to simulate.